anyone suffering from frequent episodes of memory loss and forgetfulness, or living in fear of losing their most cherished memories and identity as they age. A breakthrough discovery out of Harvard Medical School is sending shockwaves through the neurology field, after scientists revealed they had discovered the real culprit behind age-related memory loss that leaves us feeling terrified about what inevitably comes next. According to these Harvard scientists, it has nothing to do with genetics, alcohol, and smoking, or even just getting old, and instead with an ancient molecule your brain produces to protect itself from disease, but that begins to dry up like a cracked riverbed after you turn 60, leaving your brain tissue exposed to dangerous proteins and plaque that begin to rapidly eat away at your memories until they're completely gone. Hi, I'm Mark Thompson, and inside this short video, I'm going to share with you a powerful 5-second memory-saving breakthrough, a discovery backed by groundbreaking research out of Harvard Medical School that has already been proven in real documented cases to protect against early stages of Alzheimer's, dementia, and other memory degenerative diseases. Because this Harvard-backed breakthrough permanently restores your memories and gives you the crystal clear focus you had in your early 20s and 30s, forever freeing you or your loved ones from the embarrassment of those constant senior moments, the anxiety-inducing fear when you forget the names of your loved ones, and the growing panic of you or your loved ones losing their precious memories and becoming a prisoner of their own degenerating mind. The moment you begin using this 5-second memory-saving breakthrough, you'll instantly recall the most easily overlooked details as if a dense fog had been suddenly lifted from inside your head. You'll effortlessly remember the names and dates of people who have been blessed with a photographic memory. And you'll never again forget why you walked into a room, where you left your keys, or how to navigate places you've been to hundreds of times or more. But most importantly, you or the person you love most will never again live with the fear of losing control over your mind, or ending up alone in a nursing home, unable to recognize your own family, as your cherished memories and identities slip away, leaving you like an empty shell. That living nightmare will no longer be a possibility for you or anyone you know who's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's or any neurodegenerative disease. That's because unlike all the other unsubstantiated, predatory, and sickening miracle medications that pharmaceutical companies love to push on aging adults, this Harvard-backed memory-saving breakthrough addresses the real root cause of Alzheimer's and stops it from eating away at our memories until there's nothing left. This is something that I can virtually guarantee no doctor, brain specialist, or family member has ever mentioned to you, because it's based on groundbreaking peer-reviewed research from Harvard Medical School and the University of Texas Health Science Center. And yet, this memory-saving breakthrough is such a straightforward and easy fix. Pharmaceutical companies and the thousands of morally corrupt doctors they hold in their pockets are doing everything they can to prevent you from discovering it, so they can continue to profit from mental and emotional suffering, sucking every dime they can get out of you or your loved ones until all your memories have been wiped clean. But let me be clear, what I'm talking about here has nothing to do with prescription drugs, over-the-counter supplements, or any brain-strengthening puzzles, all of which do nothing to prevent Alzheimer's from terrorizing your brain cells and killing them off like prisoners lined up for a firing squad. I'll share exactly what this new breakthrough is in just a few moments, so you can use it in as little as 5 minutes to reverse the memory-eating damage that's already been done to your brain, restore the focus and mental clarity you had decades ago, and free yourself or your loved ones from the terrifying fear of Alzheimer's or any other memory-related disease that threatens to destroy your most cherished memories. So that day after day and night after night, you can enjoy the confidence and joy that comes with almost instant recall, effortlessly remembering the smallest details without any mental strain. Now, I know these are some big promises, but I'm absolutely confident in making them, because not only did this memory-saving breakthrough work for my wife, Christine, after her early-stage Alzheimer's caused her to forget who I was, scaring my children and I half to death, but it has also been validated by more than 49,881 men and women who had been living in constant fear of having their memories disappear forever, and who now say their brain power and their lives have completely turned around. Like Susan from Boston, who wrote in to say she regained her identity. I felt like I was losing myself piece by piece due to my declining memory and constant brain fog. It was terrifying. But then I discovered the 5-second memory-saving breakthrough, and it changed my life. After just a few days, I could remember things I hadn't been able to recall in years. It was like a veil had been lifted and I could finally see clearly again. I feel like I've reclaimed my identity and my independence. Thank you for giving me my life back. And John from Denver, who said he tried everything under the sun. I've tried every brain supplement, exercise, and diet out there, but nothing seemed to work. I was starting to lose hope. Then I stumbled upon the 5-second memory-saving breakthrough, and I figured I had nothing to lose. I'm so glad I took that chance because the results have been nothing short of incredible. My mind is sharper than it's been in decades. I can focus on tasks, remember important details, and even keep up with my grandkids' energetic stories. My wife says it's like watching me get younger before her eyes. I'm so grateful at this second chance of life. Not to mention Caroline K. from Louisiana, who wrote in saying, before, it felt like my husband was slipping away from me, bit by bit. His once sharp mind was getting all mixed up, forgetting the little things, names, dates, even what he had for breakfast. It was that scary D word, dementia, looming over us. Nothing we tried worked. It was heartbreaking. But then our daughter found this memory-saving breakthrough. We didn't think it would work, but boy, were we wrong. In just a few weeks, it was like something had turned a light on in his head. He started remembering stuff like our anniversary and our grandkids' birthdays. He could stick with a task without losing track. It's like a miracle, really. I've got my husband back, and I'm so thankful. Now, it's your turn to join these lucky and inspiring individuals. So let's get started right now. Like I said, my name is Mark Thompson, and for the past 40 years, I've been married to my beautiful wife, Christine. We've been blessed to raise 3 wonderful children together, and now we're proud grandparents to 6 lively grandkids. As we were approaching our mid-60s, everything seemed to be going great for us, until that terrifying moment that Christine was diagnosed with the early stages of Alzheimer's disease. I'd been noticing the signs for a couple years, praying to God it wasn't anything more than simple forgetfulness. But soon, these occasional episodes turned into daily, even hourly frustrations for her, when she started misplacing items all around the house and couldn't find them, or leaving the front door of our house wide open for several hours at a time, or asking me what day it was before we left for church on Sunday morning. I could no longer sweep these episodes under the rug as mere senior moments. And before long, Christine was waking up at all hours of the night in a panic, forgetting where she was for a minute before suddenly recognizing our bedroom. She told me that she was terrified of losing her mind and living out what was supposed to be her golden years as the living dead. Walking around without an identity, without a soul, forgetting every experience she ever had, every person she ever loved. It tore me up inside to see the woman I loved so much become a prisoner of her own body. I found myself staring up at the ceiling every night, wondering if my wife would remember her grandchildren's names, or if she would disappear completely as this terrible disease ate away at her brain, erasing every last memory of our precious lives together, or if I would spend the final stretch of our marriage not as her loving husband, but as a stranger whom she didn't recognize at all. Of course, we sought help from doctors and brain specialists, and believe me, we tried everything. Christine had a cabinet full of medications that were supposed to help with Alzheimer's or improve her memory. Donepezil, galantamine, rivastigmine. She tried them all, but they didn't do a darn thing to help her at all. In fact, the only thing she had to show for her medications were sleepless nights, constant anxiety, and even bouts of diarrhea. I bought her all kinds of supplements that promised us the world, but none of them delivered anywhere near what they claimed. And with each one she tried, I could see the disappointment on her face. We even tried overhauling her diet to the point where she only ate leafy greens, nuts, and tons of olive oil with every meal, but none of it seemed to help. It was all a dead end, a hopeless battle. But the day that changed everything was our 40th wedding anniversary. It was the most heartbreaking and terrifying moment of my life. And yet, looking back now, I feel blessed that it happened. Because if it wasn't for that experience, I would never have discovered the memory-saving breakthrough that I'm about to share with you. The same breakthrough that over 49,881 people have used to improve their memory recall by 97% on average, and even reverse the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. Just imagine if you or your loved one could live every precious moment with your kids or grandkids without any fear of forgetting who they are. The joy of waking up every day with the mental clarity of someone 20, even 30 years younger, remembering everything without any effort or brain fog, or just the simple pleasure of living life carefree again. Knowing that you'll never forget your identity and what your purpose is. Instead, you or the person you love most can make new memories with your kids and grandkids and never again worry about ending up like an empty shell with no memories. Sitting in a nursing home and staring out the window as Alzheimer's or dementia erases your most cherished moments for good. I can promise you that scenario will seem like a silly fantasy to you now, because this Harvard-backed memory-saving breakthrough not only stops memory loss, but also protects against any damage or mental decline caused by early stages of Alzheimer's, dementia, or other memory-related disease, while also giving you back control over your most cherished memories and mental clarity. That's why I'm so excited to share it with you right now. But first, I want to tell you what happened on our 40th wedding anniversary, the day that changed everything. You see, the way things were going with Christine's early stage of Alzheimer's, I wanted to make this anniversary extra special because I was nervous that this might be the last one we could celebrate together before it was too late and I lost her completely. So I suggested to her that we renew our vows, an idea she loved right away. And we gathered all of our closest friends and family at a beach resort in Cape Cod. And as we stood together, hand in hand, surrounded by our children and grandchildren, I pulled a piece of paper from my pocket with my vows written on it. And as I read them to Christine, I felt a swell of sadness in my heart, wondering, would this moment even exist 6 months or even just a few weeks from now? I tried to shake those awful thoughts as best I could. But as I looked into Christine's eyes, what I saw there wasn't love or recognition of her husband, it was pure confusion, quickly turning into a red-faced panic. I stopped reading my vows and whispered, asking if she was okay. And that's when she looked in my eyes and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "Who are you? Get away from me. Don't touch me." It felt like the air had been stolen out of my lungs. The beautiful energy of that moment was replaced by a deafening void of silence as my beautiful wife stared at me, not recognizing the man she'd been married to for 40 years, the father of her children, the man she promised to grow old with. Frozen in place, I could feel the whispers and stares of our friends and family. This was supposed to be our most cherished day together, but it was only a heart-wrenching reminder of the memories that were getting erased from Christine's mind. It was then I realized that my wife would soon become a complete stranger to me, as her Alzheimer's destroyed every trace of our precious life. And if you had told me then, in that terrifying moment, that just a few days later, I would stumble upon a powerful breakthrough that could help Christine not only regain control of her mind, but permanently reversed her Alzheimer's as if it disappeared into thin air, giving back her memory, focus, and clarity, and that it would also go on to help over 40,000 others do the same thing, so they no longer had to live in fear of losing their independence, their identity, or their most cherished memories. I would have thought you were playing a cruel joke on me, but that's exactly what happened. So let's continue on. The following morning, I woke up to Christine sitting on the edge of the bed. She told me she couldn't sleep all night because when she remembered what happened yesterday, she felt more scared and depressed than she'd ever felt in her life. And although I was grateful to have her back with me after such a painful experience, I couldn't shake the feeling that things were only going to get worse from here. That it was only a matter of time before she forgot who I was completely. And it broke my heart all over again just thinking about it. So I decided to check us out of the bed and breakfast early and get Christine back home as soon as possible so I could start making plans for the future. And as I walked downstairs, the owner approached me and introduced himself as Walter. He said he'd been hoping to catch me before we took off, which I found surprising. Then he told me that he heard about what happened yesterday at the beach, and how only a year ago he and his wife, Shelley, were going through the same thing. Their lives were turned upside down when she was diagnosed with early-stage Alzheimer's, and they tried everything to keep it from getting worse. But it wasn't until they met a very reclusive doctor named Dr. Harrison, a renowned neuroscientist and medical doctor, that Shelley began to regain control of her mind and her Alzheimer's vanished in a short time. And before I could even voice my skepticism, a woman I assumed was Walter's wife walked through the front door with a big bag of groceries. She hung up her car keys on a hook near the door and said with a big smile that she was preparing breakfast for all the guests. And then she told Walter, "Don't forget we have an appointment at 3 p.m. today," and gave him a wink before disappearing into the kitchen. I must have looked totally shocked as Walter handed me a piece of paper with Dr. Harrison's contact information on it. "I think you should give him a call. He worked a miracle on Shelley, and I think he could help your wife too." I thanked him, tucking the paper safely in my pocket. And as Christine and I left the bed and breakfast, I told her about my conversation with Walter. Like me, she seemed skeptical, but told me that we had nothing to lose by trying. So I decided to call Dr. Harrison's number the very next day. And given how amazingly sharp and full of energy Walter's wife had been, I couldn't help but feel hopeful and a bit nervous as I dialed the number. Surprisingly, Dr. Harrison picked up after only a few moments. At first, he seemed a bit reserved and gruff, just like Walter had mentioned. But once I explained our situation and how I got his number, and how devastated I felt after Christine forgot who I was the other day, Dr. Harrison's tone changed immediately. He said it was wonderful that Walter was kind enough to get us in touch, and he believed that he could certainly help Christine with her memory issues. And since his office was only an hour drive from our home, he invited us to come see him the very next morning, which I immediately agreed to. So the next day, I found myself sitting in Dr. Harrison's office, trying not to feel overwhelmed by the numerous degrees and accolades that hung on the walls behind his desk, or how he casually mentioned that before he moved back to Boston to be closer to his elderly parents, he'd spent over 10 years leading one of the world's biggest neuroscience research centers in Berkeley, California. And after spending nearly 30 minutes listening to Christine's story and how many solutions we tried that had all been complete dead ends, Dr. Harrison leaned back in his chair and asked me a simple question. "Have you ever heard of the pineal gland before?" he said. I told him no, and he said that's okay because most people haven't. But when it comes to keeping a sharp memory well into our 70s, 80s, and 90s, and preventing Alzheimer's disease and dementia from destroying your memories, this tiny gland is actually a very big deal. It looks like this inside your brain. He said that when things are working normally, this tiny pea-sized gland produces a constant flood of melatonin for your brain. Now, you've probably heard of melatonin before or even taking it as a supplement to help you sleep. But scientists at Harvard Medical School and the University of Texas recently discovered that the natural supply of melatonin from your pineal gland is much different. Because in addition to helping you sleep better, it's also a powerful neuroprotector for your brain that is constantly at work clearing out inflammation, creating new neurons and connections, and preventing Alzheimer's disease from infecting your brain. The problem is, as we get older, your pineal gland stops producing this natural supply of melatonin, leading to what he calls neural drought. This is when your brain tissues and cells are infiltrated by all kinds of free radicals and dangerous plaque buildup that allows Alzheimer's disease to form and spread. Soon, your brain cells begin to die off by the billions. Your brain tissue shrivels up and recedes, and your cherished memories are rapidly destroyed until it finally robs you of control over your mind. Dr. Harrison said this is why most brain supplements and even prescription drugs never do much to improve our memory problems as we age. And it's not a coincidence that as you get older, you have trouble sleeping and your memory starts to fade at the same time. It all stems from a drought of melatonin in your brain, he said. I was shocked, to say the least. But if you're wondering why your pineal gland stops making melatonin in the first place, Dr. Harrison said that while aging does play a small part in it, the real culprit is something much more shocking. It's fluoride, Dr. Harrison told me. Now, obviously you know what fluoride is and how it's in our tap water and toothpaste products. You might even know that health experts have long been divided on whether or not it's harmful to us. But according to Dr. Harrison, this long-term debate was recently and very definitely settled when an extremely distinguished scientist from Harvard, Dr. Philippe Ranjon, published a shocking study showing that fluoride is actually an extremely powerful neurotoxin and proved that prolonged exposure to it can decrease your IQ, hinder brain function, and even lead to neurodegenerative disease such as dementia. His findings were so controversial that the higher-ups at the Harvard School of Public Health pressured him to revise his conclusions. But he refused their threats and even won himself an award for his scientific integrity. Since then, the floodgates have opened into researching fluoride's effect on the brain. That's how we discovered what's really problematic about fluoride when it comes to Alzheimer's disease, Dr. Harrison said. You see, he told me that numerous studies have shown how fluoride accumulates in our pineal glands more than anywhere else in our bodies. And this toxic buildup of fluoride essentially dries out your gland until it shrinks and hardens over, like a tiny dried out raisin in our brains. And scientists all over the country are now publishing studies that prove this leads directly to Alzheimer's disease. It's almost like fluoride is the kryptonite of our brains, Dr. Harrison said. And every time you drink tap water or brush your teeth or even eat certain foods, that toxic fluoride is slowly building up in your pineal gland, then drying it out and hardening it, stopping your natural melatonin and causing your memories to disappear. Isn't that nuts? My head was reeling from hearing all of this. I thought back on how many times Christine and I both drank tap water over our lives, how she suffered from constant sleepless nights on top of her memory loss, and I just felt angry and betrayed. But most of all, I wanted to know if there was a way to fix this. So what's the solution here, I asked. To be honest, I was expecting Dr. Harrison to tell me that my wife would need yet another expensive prescription medication, or worse, some kind of experimental treatment that came with a lot of risks. But to my surprise, Dr. Harrison said that actually reversing memory loss, brain fog, and cognitive decline is a lot simpler than most people think. In fact, it's completely painless, and it doesn't cost a fortune either. All of this new research into melatonin in the pineal gland has been a huge blessing, he said, because now that we truly understand what's actually causing Alzheimer's in the first place, we also know how to stop and even reverse it. Then Dr. Harrison said that one immediate step we can take right away is to avoid consuming tap water and food products that contain fluoride, because that'll just continue to make the problem worse. But if we really want to reverse Christine's memory loss and free her from any worry about falling deeper into cognitive decline, we just have to do two things. First, we have to flush out the toxic fluoride buildup in her pineal gland. And second, we need to activate her pineal gland so it starts producing natural melatonin again. Dr. Harrison said that's what the treatment he'd given to his patients did. It was something he'd been working on ever since that groundbreaking research from Harvard Medical School and the University of Texas first came out. And to his knowledge, he was the only person on the planet who had come up with a solution that permanently reverses memory loss, brain fog, and even early signs of dementia and Alzheimer's. And that in every single patient who had used what he'd created, the results have been truly remarkable. Because not only were their brain function and memory recall completely restored, but their focus, clarity, and cognitive abilities improved as well, leaving the men and women who used it feeling like they had the brain of a 20-year-old and fully back in control of their minds once again. And to my surprise, Dr. Harrison said that this whole solution came down to a group of natural extracts and compounds, each of which has been shown in multiple scientific studies to penetrate deep into our brains to flush out the toxic fluoride buildup in the pineal gland, and to activate the gland so it starts producing natural melatonin again, so it immediately gets to work at rejuvenating the brain and restoring memory function, finally putting an end to the neural drought that causes these issues in the first place. Then, Dr. Harrison proceeded to tell me what each of those compounds was, and I'll share them with you right now too. That way, you can start using them for yourself or your loved ones immediately. The first ingredient Dr. Harrison shared with me was called Yamabushitake, also known as the mountain priest mushroom. He told me that in Japan, Yamabushitake was used for centuries as a powerful natural remedy for brain fog and enhancing memory. And recently, scientists have finally figured out why this mushroom is so effective, discovering that it's all due to its unique and powerful antioxidant profile that is proven to flush out toxins all throughout the brain, including your pineal gland. Pure Yamabushitake is like a power washer for fluoride buildup, Dr. Harrison said. Then he told me about a groundbreaking study conducted by researchers at Kyoto University in Japan and published in the Journal of Pineal Research. In this 12-week placebo-controlled double-blind clinical trial, elderly patients with mild to severe Alzheimer's disease and pineal gland calcification were given a daily dose of Yamabushitake extract. And after reviewing CT scans of their brain tissue when the study concluded, they were shocked to see how the hardened pineal gland tissue began to replenish itself, with 42% of the patients showing an increase of pineal gland size and a significant decrease in fluoride levels within tissue. It's like this magic mushroom was targeting their pineal glands and cleaning them out, Dr. Harrison said with excitement. Not only that, but the patients also showed significant improvements in cognitive test scores, short-term spatial memory, and more. Meaning this incredible mushroom extract was repairing their brain cells too. But that's not all, because Dr. Harrison told me about another double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trial published in the Journal of Neuropharmacology, where 106 elderly patients with mild to severe cognitive impairment took pure Yamabushitake extract for 16 weeks, and their cognitive function scores increased by 23% on average, with particular improvement to spatial memory and object recognition, meaning they can recall the location of an object or the occurrence of an event without mental strain, while the placebo group, who received sugar pills, showed no improvement at all. Isn't that amazing? Who would have imagined that a strange mushroom extract could have such powerful effects on not only improving memory, while also flushing the pineal gland of toxins at the same time? But apparently, Dr. Harrison was only getting started, because yet another eye-opening study published in a peer-reviewed journal called Molecules showed that patients with early-stage dementia were given Yamabushitake extract as part of their daily meals for only 4 weeks. Researchers were shocked to discover an increase in melatonin levels all throughout the patients who received Yamabushitake extract, not only improving their memory recall on cognitive tests, but also helping them to enter deep sleep for longer periods throughout the night. Amazing, right? And remember, that's just the first ingredient I identified, he said. The next ingredient Dr. Harrison told me about was a premium strain of something called spirulina, a superfood algae that grows in the pristine waters of Hawaii and other Pacific region islands. Dr. Harrison explained that this specific strain of spirulina is unlike any other. Because it's cultivated in a unique environment where the water is drawn straight from deep ocean currents, ensuring the highest purity and nutrient density possible. Multiple clinical trials show how spirulina contains super rich levels of something called tryptophan. Dr. Harrison told me this was extremely important because tryptophan is an essential amino acid that your brain uses to produce melatonin. Then he handed me a copy of a clinical trial that was conducted by researchers at the University of Hawaii's esteemed pharmacology department, where they took 120 participants and gave half of them this premium strain of spirulina in a concentrated extract, while the other half got a placebo. And 6 months later, they discovered that the spirulina group's brain-specific melatonin levels increased drastically, along with marked improvements of neurogenesis, or brain cell count, throughout the hippocampus region of the brain, the area of the brain responsible for memory. Then, Dr. Harrison told me about another major study published in the esteemed journal Neurobiology of Aging, where a team of scientists conducted a review of 12 additional clinical trials on the neuroprotective effects of spirulina. And they were surprised to find that spirulina had an incredible ability to increase cognitive function, memory recall, and neurogenesis across the board. Noting one study where subjects showed a 35% increase on average in cognitive tests after just 3 weeks of taking spirulina extract. I was stunned to hear all of this. What these studies suggest is that between Yamabushitake and this premium strain of spirulina alone, it would be virtually impossible for you to not see improvements in your memory and focus, as each ingredient rapidly flushes your pineal gland of toxic fluoride buildup, while also restoring its ability to produce natural melatonin again, activating your brain's powerful neuroprotector once again, so it can clear out neural plaque, create new brain cells, and restore your brain to a pristine, youthful state. And yet, as powerful as both Yamabushitake and this premium strain of spirulina are, they're just two of the ingredients that Dr. Harrison had uncovered. So let's move right along to the third ingredient he told me about, which was something called Fanta Miracle Tree Extract, sourced from a unique species of moringa. He said this specific species of moringa is something truly special because it's packed with over 90 essential nutrients, including a unique blend of minerals and vitamins that are critical for optimal brain function. But what makes this particular moringa extract so remarkable, Dr. Harrison explained, is its ability to flood the brain with powerful antioxidants, which makes it yet another powerful tool for cleaning out the pineal gland of harmful fluoride buildup and restoring the gland's ability to produce natural melatonin. He then shared a study that was published in the prestigious medical journal called Frontiers in Endocrinology. In this study, participants with early-stage dementia who took Fanta Miracle Tree Extract saw a 26% increase in natural melatonin production with just a few weeks. They also reported a noticeable improvement in the participants' memory recall as well. And in another clinical study conducted at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine, patients with Alzheimer's were given 60 milligrams of moringa extract for 4 weeks, Then, the researchers performed CT scans of the brain tissue to record differences in calcification levels within the pineal gland. And what they saw was nothing short of a miracle. Their pineal glands were literally shedding their hardened shells that formed after years of toxic fluoride buildup. You can see right here. Isn't that crazy? I couldn't help but imagine what it would be like for Christine to start taking this incredible extract, to see her memory problems disappear, thinking how much our lives would change for the better without sickening worry of Alzheimer's and memory loss hanging over us. I thought it was too good to be true, but Dr. Harrison assured me that the science behind this powerful phantom miracle tree extract was solid. And when combined with Yamabushitake and premium spirulina, it created a synergistic effect that could reverse Christine's Alzheimer's for good. Plus, in addition to those 3 fluoride cleansing compounds I just shared, Dr. Harrison said that the blend of memory-saving compounds he discovered, also including heritage tamarind extracts, a rare fruit that only grows in the tropical rainforests of Central Africa. And he said that even though its medicinal properties in those regions were well known for centuries, it's only recently that scientists have taken notice of its incredible anti-Alzheimer's potential. For example, in a recent study published in the esteemed Journal of Pharmacy and Technology, researchers conducted an experiment where they gave subjects with Alzheimer's disease low, medium, and high doses of tamarind extract for 7 weeks, recording a significant decrease in pro-inflammatory molecules in the brain tissue of each one, particularly the highest dose group. The researchers concluded that elder tamarind could prevent the onset of Alzheimer's and also alleviate the disease. Dr. Harrison then recommended another compound called French maritime pine bark extract. And he said that in a groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Pharmacology, when 108 participants were giving 100 milligrams of this extract for 8 weeks, they all showed significant improvements in attention, memory, and mood. The leading scientists said this was due to its powerful antioxidant properties and abilities to increase blood flow to the brain. Dr. Harrison told me this was very important and even called it the linchpin ingredient for his formula, because the pineal gland is the only part of the brain outside the blood-brain barrier, meaning it directly receives blood directly from the body, unlike other areas of the brain. So taking this pine bark extract helps push all of the other fluoride flushing ingredients directly into the pineal gland, increasing their effectiveness dramatically. And that's not all, because Dr. Harrison's formula also contained an extremely pure form of chlorella, sourced from the cleanest riverbed in the world, the Bronzes River in Patagonia, Chile. He said the purity level of this rare algae made all the difference in the world. Then told me about another study in the scientific journal Neuroscience Letters, where older subjects with dementia were given this pure form of chlorella for 6 weeks. And the cognitive tests they performed showed drastic improvement in spatial memory, plus a huge decrease of astrocytes in the brains of each subject, which are inflammatory molecules often found in people with dementia, Alzheimer's, and other neurodegenerative diseases. Amazing, right? And then to round out the list, Dr. Harrison recommended a few more natural ingredients like elder mahogany neem, ginkgo biloba, and bacopa monnieri, all of which have a long and proven history for reducing oxidative stress in the brain, improving memory, protecting neurons and neuroplasticity, and preventing brain cell death caused by Alzheimer's disease. And as Dr. Harrison finished sharing each of those ingredients with me, all I really wanted to know was if this formula he was talking about would work for Christine. Based on all the scientific studies I'd just seen proven just how effective these special ingredients were for flushing out toxic fluoride while activating the pineal gland's ability to produce natural melatonin again, plus the numerous success stories from Dr. Harrison's patients, which included Walter and his wife Shelley at the bed and breakfast, I knew this would work. But Christine and I had been let down and disappointed so many times already that I didn't want to get our hopes up. Dr. Harrison said he understood how I felt, but what did we have to lose? Then he handed me a small, unmarked bottle with a dropper that he said contained a careful blend of each of the compounds and ingredients he told me about. And he said Christine should place the liquid under her tongue twice daily, once before breakfast and once before going to sleep. Then reach out to him in 30 days with an update. So that evening, as we were getting ready for bed, Christine held the dropper bottle in hand. She looked understandably nervous, but said she'd give it a try. She told me the liquid had no smell at all. And as she dabbed the first dose onto her tongue, she mentioned that it was easy to swallow and had a very light herbal taste, which was a relief since she's always been sensitive to strong flavors. And after Christine had taken this mysterious liquid that first night, all we could do was wait. After the first couple days, I have to admit, Christine didn't seem any different at all. She still had trouble sleeping through the night and woke up several times panicky until I reassured her she was home and safe. Part of me worried that maybe we were wasting our time. Still though, I remember that Dr. Harrison told us to try it for a full 30 days. So I decided to encourage Christine to keep using it, and thank God I did, because around the 7th day, things started to change. We had my oldest son and family over for dinner, and Christine remembered the names of all of our grandchildren without any hesitation. It was the first time in months that she'd been able to do that, and what was even more surprising, while I was cleaning up the dinner table, I overheard her talking about a vacation we took years ago, recalling little details that I had completely forgotten about. I hadn't expected that, and I worried maybe it was just a placebo effect or something. But as more days went by, it became increasingly clear that Dr. Harrison had given Christine something truly special. Because by day 15, she could effortlessly recall the names of her friends, the dates of upcoming events, and even the titles of her favorite books. And she started feeling more confident and less frustrated in social situations. By the 21st day, Christine was remembering the smallest details, like where she'd put her glasses and the conversations we'd had just days before. And by the 30th day, I was absolutely astonished to see how much her memory had improved and how energetic and focused she was suddenly. It was just wild. I'd never seen anything like it. And while I loved seeing her transformation, the best part was her telling me how she felt. She was no longer living in fear of her memories slowly fading away. She was enjoying our conversations and time together without any mental strain or frustration. And she went back to being the fun-loving, independent woman that I fell in love with so many years ago. It was simply incredible to watch it all happen in real time. After seeing the incredible transformation in Christine's memory, I knew I had to share Dr. Harrison's groundbreaking discovery with the world. So I picked up the phone and called Dr. Harrison. Dr. Harrison, your breakthrough has given Christine her life back, I told him. She's remembering names, dates, and little details effortlessly. We can't possibly keep this to ourselves. We should make this available to everyone. And after a few seconds of silence, Dr. Harrison told me that while he thought about trying to share his formula with the general public before, he was scared of being attacked by pharmaceutical companies and their billion-dollar lobbyists. He was convinced that when they found out about his formula, they would do everything in their power to suppress it and attack him in the media. He told me this was their playbook whenever a natural solution comes out that's proven to work. They bury all traces of it, including the person who created it. But even after hearing all this, I couldn't let it go. I begged and pleaded with him to reconsider, asking him to be brave and share this discovery, because it could change the lives of millions suffering not just from brain fog or little memory lapses, but even perhaps Alzheimer's and dementia, just like it did for my wife. And to my immense relief, he finally agreed to give it a shot. So together, Dr. Harrison and I set out to find the manufacturing company that could help us make this life-changing liquid for all the people who needed it most. We knew we needed to find a partner who would respect the strict requirements and would handle the ingredients with the utmost care. And we spent months sourcing them from the purest, most pristine locations all around the world. In many cases, we placed a large order to get access to even higher grade forms of these ingredients that were typically only available to advanced laboratories at places like Harvard and MIT. And once we had the first batch ready, we began reaching out to people in online forums who had shared their personal struggles with memory loss. And we included all types of issues from simple forgetfulness to early signs of dementia and Alzheimer's. Our goal was simply to find volunteers who were willing to try out our discovery, and the results were truly outstanding. One man named George H. from Little Rock, Arkansas shared, "I've struggled with my memory for years, and it only seemed to get worse as I aged. I tried countless supplements and brain exercises, but nothing worked. Then I discovered this liquid and everything changed. I can remember my grandchildren's names without hesitation, and I've regained my independence. Thank you." A woman named Susan P. from Providence, Rhode Island shared, "I was skeptical at first, but after using this formula for a few months, I can remember phone numbers, appointments, and even what I had for breakfast. My family is amazed at the difference. This has truly been a game changer for me." And finally, a man named Paul A. from Idaho shared, "Since my wife passed away, I've had a hard time remembering important dates and details. I felt like I was losing my connection to her. This liquid has been a godsend. My memory has improved, and I feel like I've gotten a big piece of my life back." We were thrilled to hear these success stories, and now we're so excited to give you the opportunity to join seniors across the world by giving you the chance to try out this brain-rejuvenating breakthrough for yourself. We call this groundbreaking formula Pineal Guardian, a powerful formula that's been meticulously crafted to rapidly restore your memories and protect against the onset of Alzheimer's and dementia for good. Simply place one full dropper of the liquid formula under your tongue twice daily, once in the morning as you start your day and once at night before drifting off to sleep, and prepare to be astonished by the transformation. In a matter of days, you or your loved ones will be amazed as dying memories begin to return, almost like a fog lifting to reveal a crisp, clear landscape. Your ability to focus will intensify as if a mental lens has clicked into place, allowing you to zoom in on details with complete clarity. All because Pineal Guardian was made to flush out toxic fluoride from your pineal gland and replenish your brain with a constant flood of natural melatonin. This means you'll activate your brain's natural defenses against cognitive decline and neurodegenerative disease, all while creating new brain cells, neurons, and synaptic connections, and restoring your brain power to that of someone 20, even 30 years younger, so you can finally free yourself from the fear of falling victim to the tragedy of dementia or Alzheimer's destroying your memories, and feel a deep sense of confidence as you look forward to the future once again. There will be no more embarrassment at struggling to remember names, no more guilt about mental lapses, forgotten chores, or senior moments. Instead, your astonishing feats of memory and laser-like focus will have your family shaking their heads in wonder. And all it takes is just 2 drops of Pineal Guardian per day, made with only premium, ethically sourced natural ingredients and 0 harsh chemicals. Each bottle is crafted under strict oversight in our FDA-inspected U.S. facility, ensuring the safety and effectiveness you deserve as you reclaim your cognitive strength. So it's no wonder Pineal Guardian has continued to fly off the shelves and sell out, with over 49,881 men and women swearing by this life-changing breakthrough in the last 8 months alone. People who were plagued by the fear of losing their memories to dementia and Alzheimer's and now sharing this discovery with their friends and family. Even people who don't suffer from visible signs of memory loss are using this breakthrough daily just to be safe. So keeping Pineal Guardian in stock has been extremely challenging. Every time we release a new batch, it seems to disappear faster than the last. So it's absolutely crucial that you reserve as much Pineal Guardian as possible right now while you still can. The last thing I want is for you to stop your incredible progress because supplies ran out due to such high demand. To ensure you get the best and longest lasting results possible, you'll want to use Pineal Guardian daily for a minimum of 180 days. This gives time to fully flush out the toxic fluoride buildup in your pineal gland and restore its ability to produce a fresh flood of natural melatonin, a crucial neuroprotector that not only helps create new neurons and synaptic connections, keeping your brain in a youthful, healthy state, but also protects against memory loss and early stages of Alzheimer's disease. So you can relax, knowing you'll keep your memories intact for the rest of your life. Just imagine waking up each morning feeling refreshed and energized, with your mind as sharp as it was in your prime, and the amazed look on your loved ones' faces when they notice your memory is as clear as it's ever been. No more fearing the slow decline into dementia or Alzheimer's disease. No more worrying that you may lose your memories or identity. By using just 1 full dropper of Pineal Guardian under your tongue twice daily, you'll save yourself the time, money, and worry that comes with endless doctor visits, MRIs, expensive prescriptions, and failed treatments. Because, unlike all the temporary fixes you've likely tried in the past, Pineal Guardian is the only solution to permanently fix the root cause of memory loss, brain fog, and the onset of Alzheimer's. By flushing out the toxic fluoride buildup in your pineal gland and restoring the wellspring natural melatonin that protects your memories once and for all. Given the feedback and results we've received from thousands of users and the incredible high standards Dr. Harrison and I have to source only the most pristine and purest ingredients for each batch, I think you'd agree that even if we were charging $249 per bottle of Pineal Guardian, it would be a bargain. I mean, $249 to reclaim your memories and forever leave the fear of Alzheimer's and dementia behind? That peace of mind is truly priceless. So it's a no-brainer for anyone living through that experience right now. But the great news is that you're not going to be asked to invest anything close to $249 for a single bottle of Pineal Guardian today. Instead, you'll be able to get your hands on this breakthrough for as low as $1.63 per day. That's right, for the most discounted package, which also happens to be the most popular option with folks by far. You'll be able to regain your crystal clear memory and focus for less than the cost of a small coffee at Starbucks. Because you can stock up on 6 bottles of Pineal Guardian for just $49 a bottle. That's a full 6 months of brain and memory protection. And that's the ideal length to ensure that not only do you restart your pineal gland's melatonin production, but you also eliminate every single trace of toxic buildup from your brain for good, so that you don't just feel mentally sharper and more focused, but completely leave behind any threat of Alzheimer's or dementia for good. You can get started now by selecting the 6-bottle option or whichever package is right for you from below this video right now. And if you choose the 6-month package of this memory-saving breakthrough today, I'm also going to send you 2 incredibly valuable bonuses absolutely free, just as a thank you for taking action and ordering the best possible option. The first guide is called The Sleep Miracle. Use these science-backed natural remedies to regain deep, restorative sleep every night. As you're now aware, your Alzheimer's and sleep are deeply interconnected. And with Pineal Guardian, you're going to be restoring the natural melatonin production that's fundamental to ensuring your memory remains strong and your sleep improves drastically. So essentially, you're already going to be doing something extraordinary for your brain today, and we thought, why not take it a step further? Especially since my dear friend, Dr. Harrison, is a renowned expert on the brain. So I had him put together the Sleep Miracle. And in addition to the natural sleep remedies for seniors that you'll find inside, when you flip through this incredible guide, you'll also uncover the ancient Ayurvedic ritual that primes your body for deep, uninterrupted sleep, the scientifically proven 4-7-8 breathing technique to induce powerful theta wave sleep, the surprising connection between your tongue and sleep quality, and the little-known mineral deficiency that could be wreaking havoc on your sleep, plus a special type of berry you can eat to fix this issue for good. You'll find all that and more inside this guide, and it's yours free when you order the discounted 6-month package. Now, the second bonus guide I'll be sending you today is also very special. It's called the Ultimate Ear Health Toolkit, your comprehensive guide to restoring and protecting your hearing naturally. Inside, you'll find not just a step-by-step guide for significantly improving your hearing, but also the little-known vitamin deficiency that could be silently destroying your hearing and how to correct it, the ancient Chinese ear massage technique that can dramatically improve blood flow and auditory function, the surprising link between your jawbone and your ear health, and the simple exercise to keep them in harmony, the common household herb that can naturally reduce inflammation and promote ear health, the groundbreaking sound therapy technique that can help retrain your brain to ignore tinnitus. Both guides are yours free when you order the 6-bottle package on sale, and you'll get access to them immediately. Not only that, but I'm also going to throw in free shipping with your purchase today, which is an additional savings of $9.95. And to make sure this limited time offer is the easiest decision you'll make today, we've also added our 365-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee, which means you can try Pineal Guardian risk-free for the next 12 months. Dr. Harrison and I are confident you'll be amazed by the transformation you'll experience with this memory-saving breakthrough. But if you're unsatisfied for any reason, just contact our friendly customer service team and we will refund every single penny of your purchase, no questions asked. You don't even have to return the empty bottles or the bottles you don't use. That's our ironclad promise to you. We firmly believe every company should operate this way. Either Pineal Guardian works for you and you love it, or you don't pay a dime. It doesn't get much simpler than that, right? Right now, you stand at a critical crossroads in your life. Continue down the path you're on, and you'll likely keep dealing with the constant fear and frustration that comes from losing your memories, along with the terrifying possibility of developing dementia or Alzheimer's disease. Scared that you'll end up alone in a nursing home, unable to recognize loved ones or remember who they are. That's an option you could choose, I guess. But isn't living your life this way downright depressing? I know it was for me and my wife, Christine, along with the 48,000 others, and counting, who have taken back control of their memories and are now enjoying their golden years without worry or cognitive decline. And that's why right now, I want to urge you in the strongest possible terms to choose the second option that's in front of you, the one where you take a chance, invest in yourself, and finally reclaim your brain power, independence, and confidence, where you can effortlessly recall names, dates, and precious details without embarrassing senior moments or mental strain, and where your memory becomes a source of pride instead of fear. This is one where you sleep better, you feel better, and you age better day after day. And it's right within your reach. But you're the only one who can make this decision. So go ahead and select from one of the deeply discounted packages you see below this video right now and secure your supply of Pineal Guardian while there are still bottles in stock. Once you do that, your order will be shipped out to you in a discreet package, and you'll be able to start using Pineal Guardian right away. Just place one full dropper under your tongue twice daily, one in the morning and one before going to bed. It takes mere seconds to do, and then Pineal Guardian goes to work, flushing out years of toxic fluoride buildup and rejuvenating your pineal gland, activating your melatonin production to optimal levels again, and restoring your brain's powerful defenses against memory loss and neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's or dementia. Just imagine waking up each morning feeling sharper, more focused, and more confident than you have in decades, remembering details with ease and regaining clear focus throughout the day. And with the daily use of Pineal Guardian, you'll never again need to worry about ineffective prescription drugs, supplements, or memory exercises that don't deliver lasting results. You'll break the cycle of worsening memory loss and signs of early Alzheimer's, so the peace of mind that comes with this decision is truly priceless. So now is the time to make what I just described your new reality by choosing your package of Pineal Guardian right away. Remember, our discounted bundles and free shipping won't last forever. Once our current batch of Pineal Guardian is gone, it takes months to replenish. So seize this opportunity to reclaim your memory and activate your brain's natural defenses by selecting your preferred package from below this video and taking the first step towards a future free of fear and worry. After you click or tap on one of those packages, you'll then be guided through our ultra-secure 256-bit encrypted checkout. And after you've placed your order, we'll immediately send your confirmation with all of our order details, which means right now, the power to gain control of your mind and your precious memories is one click away. So go ahead and get started now, because it's not just worth putting this off. Not when Pineal Guardian has been proven to work in 49,881 men and women. The last thing I'd want is for you to wait on this. Then finally decide to pull the trigger. But when you come back to this website, you find that we're out of stock for the next 3 months or longer. That's why it's so urgent that you choose your package of Pineal Guardian right now by clicking below. With our 365-day money-back guarantee, you'll have little to lose and so very much to gain. Don't let uncertainty hold you back a moment longer. Choose your package today and let's get started. Still there? Look, I know I just covered a lot, so let me go ahead and answer some of the most common questions I get. Question number 1, how does Pineal Guardian work again? So, as Dr. Harrison mentioned, Pineal Guardian is filled with special ingredients and compounds that help flush toxic fluoride from your pineal gland and rejuvenate it. Your pineal gland is responsible for producing melatonin, which is a crucial component in maintaining a sharp memory while also reversing memory loss and early stages of Alzheimer's disease. With age, our pineal gland becomes calcified due to this toxic buildup, leading to reduced melatonin production and ultimately neural drought. Pineal Guardian helps to combat this by restoring the function of your pineal gland so you can maintain a razor-sharp memory and crystal clear focus. Question number 2, who should take Pineal Guardian? If you had asked me this just a year ago, I would have said just people with memory issues and signs of Alzheimer's. But now, with over 200 million Americans exposed to toxic fluoride in their drinking water, and a growing number of people experiencing memory loss and cognitive decline due to neural drought, I would recommend Pineal Guardian to anyone who's even slightly concerned about their brain health and memory. If you're experiencing any memory-related issues like forgetting names of loved ones, getting lost in familiar places, or forgetting where you place things throughout your home, then Pineal Guardian is for you. It's also great for anyone who wants to maintain a sharp memory and prevent memory declines as they age. Question number 3, what happens after I click the button below? Once you choose your package below, you'll go to our 100% secure checkout page. Then, just enter your payment information and place your order. And don't worry, there's no automatic billing or anything like that. After that, you'll receive your order of Pineal Guardian in the next 5 to 7 business days in a discrete package, which means you're less than a week away from beginning to restore your memory and regain your independence. Question number 4, what if it doesn't work for me? That's easy. Remember, Pineal Guardian comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. That means you order Pineal Guardian today and have a full 365 days to decide if it's right for you. If you're like the thousands of other men and women who have used Pineal Guardian already, then you will be thrilled with the results. But if for any reason you're not, simply call or email our customer service team and we'll refund your investment. Question number 5. How long will Pineal Guardian be available? That's a tough one. My goal is to make a huge impact by helping to restore the memory of folks across the country. But because most people in the medical care and pharmaceutical industry aren't too happy with me and Dr. Harrison's breakthrough, it's uncertain how much longer Pineal Guardian will be available. Plus, with all the issues our world is facing right now, the economy isn't what it used to be. Supply chains are affected and ingredients are a little harder to come by. That's why it's important you get Pineal Guardian today, especially since it comes with a 365-day, 100% money-back guarantee, which means there's zero risk to you. It's also why you really should stock up. Question number 6. All right, I want to try Pineal Guardian, now what? That's the easy part. Just click on one of the buttons below and choose your package. Remember, you can get started and save over 70% by choosing our most popular 6-bottle package. Just fill out your details on the next page to complete your order, and Pineal Guardian will be in your hands within the next 5 to 7 business days. Plus, there's no risk because of my ironclad 365-day guarantee. This video is now ending, and I want to thank you for sticking with me all the way until the end. Go ahead and choose your package now. Use Pineal Guardian as directed for at least 30 days, then reach out and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.